What's up, guys? That's right, your boy FakeSiege is back on YouTube. I can't believe it's been a year since I last uploaded something. Wow. Wait, has it really been a year? Nah, it can't be, can it? Well, as you can tell by the title and thumbnail, we are once again going to talk about Spider-Man. More specifically, Marvel's Spider-Man. This is gonna be a series of 2 videos where I'll analyze him both as Spidey and as Peter. Why? Because I wrote a really long script and I don't want you to sit through an hour-long video so you end up like this. The idea of this series is to highlight the parts of the game where we see Peter show off his abilities the most, while also summarizing the story so you don't get lost. And so the video isn't just me being a nerd doing quick maths. And yes, the calculations are going to be in the SI units. To achieve my goal, I'm dividing the game in 4 acts, which are the following. Number 1, a new chapter. Number 2, issues and consequences. Act 3 is gonna be called the downfall, and Act 4 is redemption. Alright, these are all the acts we're gonna go through, but you can probably imagine I'm only going over the first 2 acts in this video. Also, before we begin, I wanna do a brief introduction to the Peter and Spider-Man of this universe, so that those who haven't played the game have a chance to know what adaptation of this character we're dealing with, and so that the ones who've played it can remember important things. If you don't want to watch it, though I recommend you to do it anyways, then you can skip straight to the first act using the timestamps in the description. Oh, and if it wasn't obvious by now, there will be a ton of spoilers for this game. Alright guys, let's start the briefing. Peter Benjamin Parker, or just Peter Parker for our friends. He was born in Forest Hills, New York in 1995. That means he's 23 years old. Which also means that in this universe, he's been Spider-Man for 8 years. One quality that really stands out is his incredible intelligence. And I gotta say, he's always used it for good. After finishing high school, he graduated from the Empire State University with a Bachelor of Science degree in Biophysics, and his thesis of neurotechnology earned Peter a job as a research lab assistant with Otto Octavius at Octavius Industries. Additionally, right at the beginning of the game, we see how he has been the only one working on his suit, going so far to even create his own AI, which lets him know his vital signs, the status of his web shooters, and more things. Throughout the game, we also see how he creates a variety of gadgets and suits to help him fight against the villains. Now let's talk about his friends and family. We know that Peter helps Aunt May, who is working at Feast, which is an organization made to shelter the homeless. He also knows Martin Lee, founder and owner of said shelter. Next, we have Mary Jane Watson, Peter's ex-girlfriend who works at the Daily Bugle as an investigative journalist. And lastly, there's Miles Morales, son of Officer Jefferson Davis. Alright, enough of Peter. Let's talk about his other half. Spidey, the wall crawler, the webhead.
You're Spider-Man. You're the amazing Spider-Man. You're the spectacular Spider-Man.
And a few other choice adjectives Jameson uses.
The point is, he's known by many names. Now, what are his powers? Well, same ones as the other iterations of Spider-Man we've seen. He's strong. He's agile. Can climb up walls. Has an incredible spider sense. And I'm sure you can imagine the rest. What about his gadgets? There are a lot. I mean, take a look at the gadget wheel I'm showing you right now. There's impact webs, grenades, and, well, web-related gadgets after all. And his friends? His spider pals? Well, there's Yuri Watanabe, captain of the New York Police Department, or NYPD for short. We also have the officer Jefferson Davis, who he meets while on a mission. And lastly, there's MJ and Miles, since they both know his identity. Alright, that's it for the briefing. FakeSiege out. Nah, I'm kidding, the video's not over yet. Now that we know the basics, it's time to start with Act number 1, a new chapter. This act covers from the first mission where we fight the Kingpin until the point where Peter creates his new suit. So, let's go. The game begins showing us Peter's apartment, where we learn about his life as we take a look at the portraits, comics, notebooks with sketches, magazines, newspapers and sticky notes. For example, here we can see that he shut down a drug lab and that there were 2 tragedies that involved Spider-Man. Or in here, these sticky notes show some interesting stuff as well. First of all, there are many notes that show he's in debt and asking for money. And honestly, I think Peter represents us all right now. I need money as well. Some others that refer to other superheroes like Tony Stark and Reed Richards from the Fantastic Four. And lastly, there are some funny ones like the catchphrase one or the male J. Jonah Jameson some roses. Alright, so after a beautiful and chaotic suit-up scene, Spidey gets down to business and arrives at Kingpin's tower. This is the first time where we get to see his powers in action, and let me tell you, it's not disappointing.
Yuri, you okay?
If he makes it out of that building, we're gonna lose him.
I'm gonna go,
Do your thing.
Yes! He's the day, Willie! Heads up! Hey, where you going? Catch! I'll clear a path. Not just...
They shut the elevators down! Take the stairs!
I prefer a more direct approach.
First, he opens the elevator doors without much effort. You'd need between 60 and 80 newtons of force to pry one open. After that, he goes to the server room to hack into Fisk's security and download the data Yuri needs to arrest
the
him.
latest kernel patch.
Hiding so? Cowardly, damn you. Get that door down now!
Desperate, Kingpin orders his henchmen to destroy everything, which is why they start firing RPGs and detonating bombs. Not very intelligent in my book, but whatever. You know, I'm no bad guy to be commenting on that type of stuff. This, as any explosion would, makes the building lose its integrity and it starts to fall apart, leaving people trapped in the debris. So, our beloved hero lifts the rubble, which weighs from 1,736 kilograms to 2,083 kilograms per meter, and is also able to withstand the weight of the other things that fall on him, which would at least be 2 times more than what he was holding. And he even dares to throw it upwards, like what? How? Alright, so outside Kingpin's office, Spidey senses something is wrong. The cops are gonna betray him. So he jumps and dodges the bullets of more than one G-36, which fly at around 920 meters per second, and fights them off. Lastly, he fights Kingpin, and while he does it, he's able to survive breaking a powered concrete reinforced wall, which is about 12.5 centimeters thick. So just for reference, you'd need 1,900 newtons of force to break a 30 centimeter slab of that type of wall. So yeah, there you have it, pretty strong. After that, we see how they decide not to take the elevator, but to punch their way down instead. I guess that's also one way you can go down a building, yeah. Moving on, we see how after this fight with the Kingpin, he's still able to swing and move without any trouble. That's amazing, right? Oh, also, before we end the first act, I want to highlight how Peter goes to work without a single bruise, which shows how effective his healing factor is. I mean, it literally took him like 5 minutes to go from Kingpin's tower to Octavius Industries, and he's already healed up. Gosh, I wish I was like that. Alright, so Octavius finds out about Peter and Spider-Man and all that stuff, but he gets it all wrong, so now he's gonna help him design a new suit. My question here is, did Peter spend 8 years with that same suit and he didn't care about a redesign or anything up until now? That's convenient. But I mean, I'm glad it happened like that, otherwise we wouldn't have this amazing cutscene.
Excuse me, late for work! Coming through!
Looking good, Spidey!
Hello, New York! Haha! New suit, same old me.
Very well, guys, welcome to the second act. If you skipped here using the timestamps, don't worry about it, but if you stayed through the video so far, all I can do is thank you. You're a real one. So in this act we see how the story starts to unfold. Peter's always been living a double life, but this time he struggles trying to keep it balanced. On one hand, he has to be the good nephew he's always been to his Aunt May, and by the way, he does a terrible job trying to distract her.
Girl problems again, huh?
What? No, that's crazy.
Make some beautiful baby. Peter.
I just wish there were more people like you in the world.
And on the other hand, the webhead has to investigate the origin of these weird superpowered criminals that, have these powers that, You know what, I'll let Spidey say this.
Whoa, what is up with that glowy stuff on your hand? Are you guys ghosts? Never fought a ghost before. I mean, I've fought specters, but, you know, technically specters aren't ghosts. All ghosts are specters, but not all specters are ghosts. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we get it, Pete. We get it. Don't worry about it. So these guys, or demons as they like to call themselves, want a weapon called Devil's Breath to like destroy the city or something. I don't know. It's super villain stuff, okay? You wouldn't get it. Okay. That's enough of the main premise of the story. Let's talk about the parts where we see Peter displaying his abilities as our friendly neighborhood. As you can see by the image I'm showing you right now, this act will be divided into 3 parts. First, we'll have the bank fight against Shocker. Next will be the truck chase sequence where we meet Jefferson Davis. And lastly, we'll have the helicopter chase around the city. Without any further ado, let's get into the analysis.
Whoa, your gauntlets are all digital now, aren't they?
Have it your way. You wanna fight? Let's fight!
Alright, finally another big boss fight, which is also in an enclosed space. What a coincidence. During this fight we see how Spidey is able to evade Shocker's blasts, which are fast, high-pressure air blasts. We're talking about shockwaves here, which are supersonic, so they travel about 343 meters per second. Pretty impressive, right? But still doesn't beat dodging bullets. Okay, next. Oh man, this sequence. I love it because it makes you feel like you're actually Spider-Man the first time you play. So we're chasing a truck driven by some demons, and this guy decides it's a good idea to ram a bigger gas truck to shake Spidey off. So you hijack the truck with stuff you need and think, oh yeah, let's ram this gas truck that will potentially blow up and kill us all, also erasing the things we need from existence. You, my friend, deserve an award to the best henchman of the year. But anyways, the truck doesn't blow up and it ends up in the subway tracks, which is why we need to use the powers of fast button pressing in order to lift it up and let the train press. It's numbering time. These type of trucks weigh over 11,800 kilograms and transport from 5,500 gallons to 9,000 gallons of fuel. If we consider that a gallon of fuel weighs 2.7 kilograms, that will mean that 9,000 gallons weigh 24,300 kilograms. And if we suppose the truck carries this amount of fuel, the total weight that Spidey is lifting is 36,100 kilograms. Mind-blowing. Oh, and if the task wasn't hard enough, he has to do this in about 5 seconds, or else a catastrophe will happen. Now, this part is what made me love the scene. Right when we think everything is over and Spidey braces himself to get hit, Officer Davis comes in to save the day. Not once, but twice. Also, anyone wondering why it's so quiet though we see people clapping? No, must be just me then. Okay, it's time to pause this action streak we're in and see how Peter is doing. At least for a bit before we go back to Spidey. So after this mission we just talked about, Pete goes to his apartment only to find out he's been evicted, and his stuff is in trash bags somewhere around the city. Hey look, he found them.
Please be here, please be here. Yes!
Now he needs to figure out where to spend the night.
Where am I gonna sleep? Guess I could try MJ's. Huh. Looks like MJ's story just got published. I think I'll find somewhere else to stay. She's probably busy with work.
Do you have a place to stay tonight?
Actually, no. Not really. I hate to ask, but any chance you have room at the shelter?
Of course. Feel free to use the couch in my office.
Great, he's sleeping at Feast.
Can't believe I haven't slept since the Fisk takedown. Gotta start taking better care of myself.
Yeah, I agree, man. It's been 2 freaking days since you last slept.
I can't take this.
You can and you will.
That reminds me of something.
Here, kiddo, happy birthday. You need it more than I do.
No, I can't take that.
Yes, you can.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Just wanted to let you know I'm headed out of town. You're in charge while I'm gone.
Well, you can count on me. How long will you be away?
Really don't know.
Is everything okay?
It's some personal business I've been planning for a while.
Personal business. I wonder what you mean by that.
Please take care of this place. It represents the best part of me.
I wonder about your worst part then. Alright, if I told you I loved the last sequence, wait till you see this one. Because here, Peter doesn't even hesitate to show us how amazing he is.
Jeff, I'm here.
What do you see? Find the rest. The boss wants them dead.
Looks like the demons are moving in on Fisk's territory.
You got this?
I got this.
In this mission, we fight groups of demons that arrived at a construction site owned by Fisk. Because apparently now that he's behind bars, every criminal wants to take his place for a reason. Like, I mean, Spidey already showed Kingpin was no match for him, so why would they even try to replace Wilson Fisk? What makes them think they even have a chance? Oh, right.
Hey, big guy.
They got a superpower Kingpin now. So anyways, after defeating the demons, Kingpin says,
Check the roof.
he knows where we are, and he's in prison. So we check the roof.
Hello again.
Oh great, a superpowered bazooka! Wait, couldn't you have used your stick to cut the webs?
It's not a stick.
Oh wait, it's not a stick, it's a katana. I'm sorry.
No, you shut up.
Okay, please don't hit me.
Oh, come on. No!
Okay, let's pause here for a sec to talk about what he just tried to do. The exact weight of a tower crane is unclear according to my research, but I found there's a concrete pad at the bottom used to stabilize the crane that usually weighs 182,000 kilograms. Seeing that the crane's mast is knocked off its securing bolts and it starts to fall, I'd say the concrete pad stays pretty much intact by the time Spidey holds the crane, so I'm not taking that number into account as it isn't the weight of the crane itself. We can still suppose that the crane is pretty heavy though, so the effort he's doing is not something to ignore, as he literally stops it from falling for a brief moment. Alright now, let's take a moment to appreciate his quick thinking and problem solving skills. When he wakes up, he's not disoriented by the hit, and by the time he steps on the mast, he's already figured out a plan. Web the crane to the walls of the surrounding buildings, slowing its descent and avoiding the death of many civilians at ground level. Truly something to admire.
Go!
Now, after chasing the helicopter around the city, there's a scene where Spidey shows us his agility through some cool parkour moves, dodging the generator and also getting to the chopper.
Okay, Lee, here I come! Hi, is this the flight to Newark?
Yeah, I'm sure Spider-Man doesn't kill, but did he just throw a guy straight into the fire? Anyways, dodge, rip, destroy, and now we get another display of Spidey's ability to think on his feet.
Need a plan. Need a plan real fast. I guess this is the plan! Come on, Pete, you got this! You got this, you got this, you got this!
don't screw this up!
There are just no words to describe how epic this scene is. It's amazing that even his webs are strong enough to hold the chopper's weight, which lays around 5,400 kilograms. Alright guys, I'm sorry to say this, but I'm all out of time for this video. But don't worry, I'm working on the second part already by the time you're watching this. So you'll get the other 2 remaining acts and the conclusions of all these numbers and calculations in no time. But for now, drop a like if you found this video interesting, and now that we're at it, why don't you subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the second part. See you then peeps, FakeSiege out. And this time it's for real.